Space Knights? I have some Marvel news, and this is my first thoughts about the whole thing. And I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited. I am unreasonably, disgustingly excited. Marvel has made an announcement today that they're going to do reprints and collections of ROM, the Space Knight. And oh boy, does this get this Generation X heart pumping. Because ROM was one of those things, how do I explain ROM? It was a Parker Brothers toy, electronic toy, made back in the first few years of Star Wars tours, where everything was space, like, oh man, it's space stuff, okay. And he was this hero that came from another planet to save us from the dire wraiths with his laser gun, and that's it. They didn't have much of that, so they went to Marvel to build them in a mythology to get kids excited about the toys, because this is just before toys became commercials in animated form, like He-Man and G.I. Joe and stuff like that. But they could do it in comics, so Marvel was the go-to for that, and they created really kind of like ROM's universe. And all the villains and supporting characters, and the story arcs and stuff like that. They did everything because Parker Brothers, they don't have time. They gotta make Clue and stuff. So so anyway, it was pretty successful, I should say, and it outlasted the toy. And proof of that, I have like a lot of the original comics. I never bought the toy. And it outlived it by quite a while, and eventually it did get canceled, and eventually, like, Marvel did lose the publishing rights for it. Therefore, they actually couldn't even republish the comic. And of course, back in the 80s, republishing and trades really weren't a thing yet, so they didn't care. On to the next thing. But yeah, they haven't been able to reprint the character. They haven't been able to have the character really fully come back because they didn't own the rights anymore, even though a lot of the universe they created they could still use, which is weird. Rights issues are always so weird. But anyway, back to my original news announcement. ROM is getting a collection. Let's see, starting next year, ROM, the original Marvel Years Omnibus collections will start coming out and be reprinting the entire series, which is exciting. That comes out in January 2024, and they are doing what they call like a facsimile reprint of issue 1 in September. And in case you don't know, you've probably seen them on the stands. They're basically complete reprints of like specific issues, even with the ads. They're kind of fun. I have a few here and there of like Moon Knight and the Batman comic and such. So that's gonna be fun. Even though I already own ROM #1, I might buy the reprint anyway. So I gotta say, it's really exciting. ROM, the original Omnibus Years Volume 1 will collect ROM from 1979, 1 through 29, and also Power Man and Iron Fist 73 from 1978, which was an early appearance of ROM. That's the thing, like, Marvel would bring these toys into their universe, where like the Shogun Warriors and Godzilla, and very briefly Transformers. I don't know why they got cold feet and did not do that anymore, but like issue 3 of Transformers, like Spider-Man fights Megatron, which is kind of glorious. But they stopped doing, that's about around the time they stopped doing that. But that was the go-to move, like, hey, we're not only gonna like create like a universe for your toys, but we're gonna have them fight Captain America. How about that? And that lasted a while. So, of course, the right, like I said, they lost the rights and they moved on. And the problem is, I didn't move on, and a lot of fans didn't move on because they went harder than they needed to. All they needed to do was sell a toy that went bleep bleep bleep, but they actually created a really interesting story. Like I said, I don't have the entire series, and I'm excited about this because since it hasn't been collected, I've had to go and find issues whenever I can, and that's not easy. So this is going to help a lot. I can just simply buy the reprints and get the whole series now. So, and I know a lot of fans are going to feel that way. I think a lot of new fans might get attracted to ROM this way. Maybe some that were picked up just a few years ago, because Hasbro got this idea to create their own cinematic universe. I don't know where they got that idea from, but they were like, hey, we own Transformers and G.I. Joe and Mask and a ROM and a few other things. When we're got a deal with IDW, let's do this. And I actually don't know the story of why it never came to pass, but it really, I guess, the ship has sailed on that, so that's not happening anymore. So lo and behold, they come back to Marvel, which is kind of a typical story, actually. They all do come back, don't they? But I'm very excited because now I can actually get the whole story. I've actually gone back and reread some issues. I did a ROM #1 review on the old 52 series that I did just a few years ago. I'll leave a link to that video in the comments below, so you can get a chance to watch my review of that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know if there's anything I'm missing here, but I don't know if this will mean that maybe ROM could get like a chance back into the Marvel Universe. ROM is actually still alive. The last I saw ROM was appearing in The Hulk at Rick Jones and Marlowe's wedding, and he was like in human form. I guess that's how they got around it. But it would be nice to see if ROM could make some sort of comeback. I don't know. I just really miss the character. It's kind of fun to at least get a chance to read these issues, because some of them are really great, and he had connections with the Marvel Universe, running into a whole bunch of different heroes. As a matter of fact, one of early Rogue stories, where after Avengers Annual 10, where she's still a villain, one of the first times she really starts thinking, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, is in ROM, fighting ROM and realizing that maybe, you know, she's gone too far and maybe shouldn't be doing the things she does. In ROM, a very important moment for Rogue of the X-Men. So that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice to see, and hopefully, man, I can't wait to get to those issues too. So anyway, those are my first thoughts. The first thoughts are basically excitement. I'm all into it. It's coming out, the reprint is coming out in September, and the first omnibus is coming out in January, so look for that. Until then, I have my own comics that I'm doing my best to sell. Red Knight #7 is currently on Kickstarter as we speak, as the posting of this video, and you can buy the trade and issues 1 through 6 on Manos Publishing in print and digital. So go check me out, won't you? Thank you. Anyway, I think that's it. You can find me at a bunch of stuff. I'm at Facebook, I'm at Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter at the moment, and you can support this channel at $1 a month over at Patreon. If you want to see more videos like this of me gushing about a 40-year-old toy that is just a chunk of cheap plastic, then they made a comic book to sell it and get a 10-year-old me excited. You know, I can talk about that kind of stuff all the time. Alright, anyway, push the button, Lindsay.